everyone, this is going to be a short disclaimer before I actually begin this review. I just wanted to start by saying this is going to be a little bit different to what you may be used to from me in terms of reviewing. It's going to be a lot like the Brave Fencer Musashi review, in which I'll be recording with this camera directly at my TV as I play. Now, don't worry, it's not going to be nearly as long as the Brave Fencer Musashi review was. I'm going to try to keep this to one part if I can. I just wanted to show this game in its actual context, with my own footage, without, showing footage that I've gotten from the internet. Just, show me playing the game, and show you, in essence, what this game is about. What's this game about? Killing zombies. Enjoy. Alright, like I said, this is going to be a sort of a bootleg type review, just because I wanted to do my own footage. And this is the only way I'm capable of doing that. Don't know where I saved last time. Hopefully it's not in a bad spot like Brave Fencer Musashi was. So yeah, let's just start talking about this game. Now, as I said, the game is about killing zombies, essentially, but there is actually a pretty decent plot to it, which is something honestly surprising. Now, the plot is essentially that you play as a character named Frank West. He's a freelance photojournalist who gets a tip that there's something big going on in a town called Willamette in Colorado. And he hires a pilot to take him out there, and he lands on the mall, and he gets to the town discovering that the town is infested with zombies. So it's actually a pretty decent plot, and Capcom's always been known to give good plots. The gameplay is pretty tight. It works really well, and one of the key features of this game is the ability to use anything as a weapon. And when I say anything, I mean anything. Once I get into the actual mall, you're going to see what I mean when I say that. At the moment you can see I'm using a sledgehammer, but I have a few other items here, such as a shovel, and there's a lot of... I have a scythe, there's a knife right here that the zombie just dropped. I don't know why the zombie's carrying a knife, but whatever. And you can go into first person, throw stuff, throw the weapons you use. You can pick them up again, but I don't really do the knife, I don't really like that weapon. The scythe is definitely my favorite for its insta-kill and just because it's cool. And the fact that you're in a mall leaves many, many options, for weapons in terms of that. And one thing I'll cover right now is if you go to a bookstore, you can get out a certain book, and depending on which book you pick up, that will give you certain abilities to use. Like this one, yeah, see, I haven't picked one up in the save. It really depends what types. Like, there's like lawn care books that'll let you use garden tools better. So, that's a pretty interesting feature. It lets you strategize for the type of weapon you want to use. And, there's guns too, but does anyone really use guns? I mean, is that really necessary? No, it's not. I mean, the point of this game is not to use guns, it's to use anything else. I mean, look at this. Do you see what I'm holding right now? The teddy bear. I just broke a window with a teddy bear, and now I'm beating a zombie to death with it. That is funny as hell to me. I'm actually killing zombies with this gigantic teddy bear. I mean, that's just... just that type of humor involved, and just the freedom the game allows is just absolutely extraordinary. And there was references to other Capcom games. You see the serve bots there if you ever played the Mega Man Legend games. There's just a lot of humor. Of course, you could take pictures too. And it depends on how many points you get, depending on how good the picture is. And the point system allows you to level up Frank, with gaining more life, more item slots, and more melee moves. The melee moves are pretty fun to do because there's a lot of them, but you probably won't be using those very often just because you'll be picking up weapons pretty much constantly. There's really not a time when you're gonna find yourself without a weapon. But there are definitely certain occasions where you will. There's certain times when you just like can't find a weapon and you'll be pissed off just because of where the game takes you. But that usually only happens if you're following the plot. If you're not following the plot, then it's not really a problem. And I'm early on in the game, so there's not many zombies here, so... Yeah, that covers the very basis of the game. And the graphics are pretty good. Not amazing, but they're decent. and that's all that's required, because graphics don't make a game, and the gameplay more than makes up for that. So let's move on. Yeah. If there's any boss I found creepy, it was definitely this one.
Everyone used to laugh at me.
I don't like this clown very much. I have to admit that. It was definitely one of the better boss fights, though. Probably my favorite out of the entire game. And this one wasn't pure bullshit. So I could actually avoid getting hit by this one. This is a pretty good boss fight. I mean, not all the boss fights are bad. The boss fights range from really annoying to really creepy, yet good at the same time. I don't like a clown with 2 chainsaws. That should really laughs like that. It's really disturbing. I'm gonna walk, Frank. I'd walk away if I were you. I mean, seriously, you might want to back up there, buddy. Just walk away. Well, that's kind of creepy. Frank, seriously, you can run now. Clown, chainsaws, nuts, run!
That will be any fun at all.
He's actually pretty easy if you know where to hit him. A lot of the boss fights require understanding when they're going to attack and how they're going to attack. This boss actually puts up a fucking fight because he can actually block your bullets. A lot of bosses lack this ability for some reason, or to avoid your bullets altogether. Some of them just don't do it. Ow! That hurt! That guitar didn't last very long, did it? Like for me, I have a shovel. Some professional reviewers complain about this game that the bosses you had to use guns for. That is not true. You don't have to use guns for some bosses. Now there are certain bosses that require guns, but this is not one of them. Okay, I killed him. Thank God. Take his weapon, which is actually one of the best weapons of the game. Just so everyone knows. And so this is one of the parts where the game, if you beat the boss, basically, you actually don't have to fight hardly any of the bosses. You only do that. Some of the bosses are only for trying to rescue people, and some of the bosses are part of the plot. Neither of which you have to do. I mean, you can go through this entire game just killing zombies for fun. You'll probably get a horrible ending. I never actually gotten that ending, so I can't say, because there are multiple endings to this game depending on what you do and how you play. But yeah, usually I go for the perfect ending, which is, you know, rescuing almost all the people and everything. And here is, if you can, well, you probably can tell, but you can't read it. Not because of the camera. One of the problems with this game is that the text, as in the on-screen text, where, yeah, it's a really powerful weapon, in case you couldn't tell. Text for reading when people are talking to you or telling you about stuff, the text is almost impossible to read. And that is my only complaint with this game. My only valid complaint, my only real problem I have with the game is that fucking text is so fucking small. It's ridiculous. I don't know why the hell they made the text so damn small, but they sure as hell did. It's like almost impossible to read anything. Okay, he's getting attacked. Yeah, people you're escorting are actually really, 9 times out of 10, they're really stupid. Another problem. But not a big one. I can get past that, but if I could actually read what people are trying to tell me. I mean, normally people are literally talking in cutscenes and stuff when they're saying anything really important, but sometimes they're just, ow, Jesus Christ. Sometimes they're, you know, talking in text, and I can't read it! I mean, after a while you get used to it, and you are able to read it, but, and looking at it, that's really not a big problem, and you know, it isn't really a big problem. So, and otherwise, you know, this game kicks major ass. Well, in closing, all I gotta say is that if you own a 360, and if you haven't played this game, you're missing out. Because this game is a lot of fun. I mean, there's so much about it that's awesome. I've hardly even touched the surface of this review. You really have to play it in order to really understand just how awesome it is. I mean, take it from me. It's a great game. If you own a 360 and you don't have it, get it. And if you're thinking about getting the 360, this is a must-buy. So, Yeah. So the game's awesome. I'm done. Have a nice fucking day. And I'm gonna kill some zombies now.